Ali, how much was your first wholesale deal, bro?
Man, it was 4,000. It was supposed to
$4,000,
be
and it
12.
came from what lead source?
Bandit Sign.
Bandit Sign, Bandit Sign. What up? What
Yes,
up,
sir.
Wholesale to Million family? Happy Thursday. We're back with another subscriber first wholesale deal interview. And you guys, if you recently have closed your first deal, be sure to shoot me an email over to wholesale2millions@gmail.com. Show me the money. Show me the checks. Love to get you onto the channel so you can share with everybody your stories, all right? So before I let Ali takes over and share his stories, how he got his first wholesale deal, I want to let those of you who don't know, I'm running a 2K web class happening on September 28th. It's $2,000 per person or per couple. It's a web class. It's exclusively for the first 20 people that want to spend a whole entire day with me to take their life, their business to a whole another level. Because on that day, I'm sharing with you all the tools, all the strategies, all the systems, all the company, everything that we're currently using right now, all right, that is currently working. So that way you can know, so pretty much you can just copy and duplicate. And this is for those of you, you know, maybe you're starting out, you're a couple months in, you're lost, you're confused, you're overwhelmed, you're stressing out, right? You're trying to get your first wholesale deal, but you don't know which path to go. You don't know where to put your marketing money. I'll help you come up with a marketing plan to start generating leads and to start closing deals. And it's also for those of you who, you know, maybe you close your first deal, your second deal, your third deal, but you're looking to build a team, looking to build systems. Maybe your deals go up and down. You close one or two this month, and then you go on, you know, a couple months without any deals. What happened is we need to come up with a better marketing plan for you. So it's I mean, for everyone that's looking to take their life, their business to the next level, and you just don't want to waste time. And basically, you're paying for the knowledge, the informations, everything I'm going to give to you for the past 8 years that I've learned and gathered. And that's what's currently working right now. And I'll give it to you all on that day. And if that's you I'm talking to, shoot an email over to wholesale2millions, wholesale2millions@gmail.com. Anyways, let's no further ado. You guys put your hand, put your thumb together and help me welcome and bring on Ali. What up, bro?
What's good, bro? How you feeling?
Good, man. Hey, thank you so much for taking the time to jump on, dude. We got about 30 minutes, running a little bit late today. Got about 30 minutes.
Yep.
And for those of you throughout this interview, if it add any value to you, if you'd like me to continue doing this, please be sure to show my guest some love and boom, smash the thumbs up. You're new to the channel, be sure to subscribe and also to turn on that bell notification. Ali, I'll let you take it over, man. I want to hear your story, bro.
Okay, perfect. So, pretty much about how I started into real estate. I used to be a door-to-door salesman. I used to go door to door. Did that for about a year and a half. Became like one of the top sales rep in the company. And then I just left the business because it was hard to scale. It's hard to teach people how to go door to door or not. But so I left that business, and I started wholesaling. I learned about wholesaling in December, the end of December. I started like the second week in January, got my first deal. Well, I got my first contract signed by the end of January, but it actually wasn't a deal. So throughout that time, I was just getting a lot of properties under contract, and come to find out either the taxes were sold, I couldn't redeem it, or I had it at too high of a price or whatever. So I was just still learning the business. So now with this deal, a lady called in from a Bandit Sign. And as soon as she called in, I knew it was a deal. So I met her the same day, went to the house, got it under contract the same day. Come to find out, it was a probate deal. She never went through probate. Her parents passed away like 6-7 years ago, never went through probate. And I had to locate a few heirs because she wasn't speaking to them. So it was a long process, but I had to locate like 4 heirs, get them to sign off on everything. And man, I'm telling you, this deal, I got it in contract on beginning of January. We were supposed to close the first week of July. Ended up closing pretty much the last week of August. So August 20th, that's when we actually closed on the deal. And yeah, man, like it was a crazy deal. The buyer was about to back out. The seller was gonna back out. I was gonna get a $12K assignment fee. The fee, I had to cut down my fee to $4,000 just so I could save the deal. But you know, it's better to make some money than no money. So I just decided, let me just cut it down and make this money, you know.
Dude,
So
bro, I
that's
agree.
how that deal works.
Agree, bro, 100%. So Ali, you started back in December 2018.
No, I found out about wholesaling. So I just was introduced to wholesaling in December, and I started pretty much February, like at the end of January I started.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so you were exposed
Yep.
in December, January started, and then you got your first deal lock up under contract end of January.
Yep, pretty much.
So
First
this,
deal, but it wasn't a deal.
okay. So talk about okay. So this deal came from Bandit Sign. So somebody called you from off your Bandit Sign.
Yep.
Okay, and then now tell me how it goes. So she calls you up, and then kind of roughly tell me how did the conversation goes.
Okay, so pretty much she called me. She said, "Hey, look, I'm looking to sell my home. I want to move to Atlanta, so I just want to get rid of the property. It's my parents' property, but I took care of it." And I asked her like, "Hey, you know, like, I mean, it's in." I asked her, has she listed it with a realtor? She said, "No, I'm the first person she spoke to," so I just took advantage of that. But either way, it was a full gut. She stayed upstairs. It was a duplex in Chicago. It was a brick duplex. She stayed upstairs. Downstairs was completely molded out. It had a hole in the wall, man. It needed a lot of work. So I was able to get her out of that situation, and right now she's in Atlanta right now, which is actually like my hometown. So
Nice,
I
bro.
was happy to help her out.
Yeah, man. Absolutely. Nice, bro. Okay, so basically, this deal is a duplex. So when she calls you on the first call, did you guys exchange any numbers? I seen like price wise.
No, no. First call, as soon as she called, I just set up the appointment immediately, the same day, like 2-3 hours after she called. I was gonna set it up the next day, but I was like, let me take advantage of this situation just because I knew she was very motivated, and I knew it was a deal just based off what she was saying. She didn't owe anything on the property. It was a probate. No tax. Well, she did have a tax or so last year. But it was, all the numbers made sense for it to be a deal.
Okay, bro. So basically, on the phone,
Mm-hmm.
what price did she give you?
She didn't have a price. She didn't know. She that's why she was contacting me. So I went by, showed her the comps, the properties in the neighborhood was selling for, and I just gave her an offer right then and there, and she accepted it. She went back and forth with the kids about it, but they accepted the offer, and then we got it under contract, and that's when the process started.
Okay. I got you, bro. So okay, so she contacted you, and you know it's a
Mm-hmm.
deal because she mentioned it's like kind of like an inherited property, and
Mm-hmm.
mentioned basically all the pain. And
Exactly.
I got you. Okay, so but no price was mentioned. So you booked the appointment, went out, met with the seller at the property, and locked it up on the contract.
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool, man. So What's the asking price?
For what I sold it for,
No. What's the asking price? When you initially talked to the seller, what's the asking price?
she didn't have a price.
Right.
She didn't
Okay.
know what she wanted for the property.
Okay. So you show her some comps, and then you lock it up in a contract for what?
I had it under contract for 48,000 at first, um, and then I had to renegotiate like a week before closing, to 56,000. I sold it to the M buyer for 60. Yeah, because she was about to back out. The thing is, we had a agreement to give her a little bit of money to move out before the closing.
Yeah.
So we gave her around $500. So when we gave her the $500 to move out, the buyer contacted me like 2 to 3 days later. He said, "Hey, can we postpone closing for about an extra 2 weeks?" He had a water leak at one of his apartments. So I said, "Okay, we can do that. However, that 500 that you gave to the sellers is going to be, instead of it being a credit that's going to be taken out of their check at closing, we're going to just give that to them, so as an extension, you know."
Mm.
So a $500 extension for 2 weeks. So we got that. We got this closing rescheduled. And the day I got the closing rescheduled, I sent it to the seller, and then she tried to back out. She was like, no, I don't want to do it. I'm going to go with somebody else. You're wasting my time. And I'm like, hey, look, we already gave you $500 to extend the contract. You agreed to it. What's the problem? Why would you want to back out now? It's only 2 weeks later, you know? So it was a big fuss. She pretty much was about to cancel on me, so I had to renegotiate from $48,000 to $56,000 just to keep the deal going.
Gotcha, man. Well, okay, gotcha, bro. Okay, so now I just want to understand the deal a little bit more clear. Okay, so it's under contract, first under contract for $48K, and
Yep.
when do you lock it up?
With the buyer or with her? I locked it up with her in the beginning of June. So like first week of June.
So June 1st?
Yep, like around that time.
And then what was the expired date on the contract?
The expiry date on the contract was like June 30th, but we was going to close the first week of July because we had to get a lot of paperwork with the we actually skipped the probate court, and we did an affidavit of heirship with all the heirs. So we skipped probate court, we did the affidavit of heirship, we ordered the water certificate, zoning certificate, and all of that came back in the first week of July. So that's when we were going to schedule a closing. However, the buyer, we had to reschedule the closing with the buyer for like a month later. So like July 31st.
Oh, right. Okay. So, Ali, I just want to make sure. Okay, so you locked the property on the contract June 1st. On the original contract, it was set to close June 30th.
Yep.
Okay. So, but due to probate, you have to contact all the heirs and get all their signature on the purchase and sale agreement.
Exactly.
And how do you obviously you skip trace them, right?
Well, actually, the seller, she knew, because it's like a long story, right? So it was 3 kids, her sister, who's in St. Louis, and her brother, but her brother passed away. So we had to do affidavit of heirship for her brother kids. So her brother had 4 kids. So we had to contact her brother's wife, ex-wife, so she can get in contact with the kids. So that's how we got to her. And now her sister in St. Louis, she didn't want nothing to do with the deal at all. So we had to like convince her to sell it because she didn't want any money from the deal. So we had to like convince her, or to help her sister out of the situation she's in, so she could sell the property. So it was a long story, man. But I pretty much was dealing with 6 people on the deal. Oh
God, I got you, bro. Okay, I got you. So this is a duplex. Okay, gotcha. And you're able to get all the signatures, bro. Great job. Now.
Exactly.
Okay, so let me ask you. So how many bedroom and bathrooms and square feet on each unit?
Okay, so each unit was about like 1,000 square feet. I believe it was 2-1.
2 bedroom, 1 bath?
2 bedroom, 1 bath. Yep, on both of them.
Okay, gotcha, man.
Yep, 2 bedroom, 1 bath.
Oh, gotcha. Okay, so one of them need a complete gut.
Yep.
And the other one?
The other one needed some work.
Okay.
The upstairs needed work. It had a leak in the roof.
Okay. Now.
Yep, it needed some work.
I got you, bro. So now, what's the estimated rehab?
I say about 70 to 80,000. 70, 80,000.
70, 80K. Okay, so basically the rehab is putting this property in rental condition, right?
Yep.
Okay. And what can we get potential rent?
Man. Now that you said it, I don't even remember. Probably in that area, you could probably get like 1,000.
1,000 a unit?
In that area. Yeah, 1,000 a unit.
Gotcha, bro. Okay. So now, so let's talk about this, man.
Mm-hmm.
So, so it's under contract. So June 30th, obviously, time frame, it's up. So you have to now extend it because of due to all the errors. So, and so you got an extension from her so extended to when?
I got it extended to the 31st, July 31st, because that's when the buyer said he would be able to close, because he was doing the 1031 exchange.
Okay.
So, yep.
I got you. So basically that's your first extension.
Yep, exactly.
Right. Gotcha. Okay. So your first extension was extended all the way to July 31st, and she was okay with that?
Yes.
She signed, and the seller signed the extension?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. So it was extended to July 31st. Okay. Now, how do you find your buyer?
I actually, it's actually funny. The buyer owned the property next door. So I just contacted all the people who bought properties in that area.
From where?
And I just pulled a list from the county of all the recent cash transactions.
Okay.
Skip chased them, called them, and at the time he was in Vegas. It was funny. At the time he was in Vegas, he was kind of drunk. He didn't know what I was saying, and then he called me back the next day, and then he gave me more than asking prices. I was originally asking for 55. He said he would give me 60, sight unseen, and he'll take care of it. So that's when I decided to put it on the contract. Yep.
Okay, gotcha. Okay, so wait. So you pulled the list, and what company do you use for a skip trace?
Batch skip tracing.
Okay, batch skip tracing. Okay, got it.
Mm-hmm.
So pull the list, all the cash buyer, and how far did you go back? 6 months, 5 months, or?
I went back 1 year. 1 year.
1 year. Okay, 1 year for all the cash. You're end up to call this cash buyer, and he was currently in Vegas. And so you told him the price was how much?
I told him it was 55.
And then he offered you 60K.
Yep. The next day he called back and said he didn't really know what was going on when I called him, so he gave me a call back. He was like, "Hey, I just noticed that you're selling the property next door to me that I own, so he wanted to buy it."
Okay, gotcha. So you said 55, but the guy offered you 60K?
Yep.
Okay. So now you found the buyer. So he's going to move forward with sight unseen. He doesn't have to walk through the property.
Exactly.
Okay. So you now send him the assignment agreement, right?
Yes.
Okay.
We
so
actually met up at Whole Foods.
You met him up at Whole Foods?
Met him at Whole Foods, got it signed, got the earnest money deposited at Fidelity.
Gotcha. So for those of you who don't know, you can actually use a DocuSign, which is an electronic sign. You can send over the agreement through DocuSign, and he just sign it, so you don't have to go meet the seller, the buyer, or anybody. But okay.
Exactly. That's what I do now.
Gotcha, bro. Okay, so now it's under contract for 60K. Okay, now you found a buyer. Buyer's willing to buy sight unseen, which is the best. Move forward at 60K. So tell me what's going on, man. So it comes to July. So now that okay, man, when did you get all the signature of all the air?
I got it like the last week of June. But when I got it, that's when we ordered the zoning certificate. That takes about 10 business days in Chicago to come back.
I got you, bro. So when you found the buyer, how soon did the buyer say that he can close?
He told me pretty much he can close the first week of July.
Okay, he can close the first week of July, and then but you got the contract with the seller until July 31st, dude. I'm just looking at the clock, man. So July 31st. So so he said he can close the first week of July, and then after the first week of on the assignment agreement, closing was first week of July with the buyer.
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
Good. So now July come by, and then what happened? Obviously, buyer.
Yep. He said he actually had got another investment because he was using the 1031. So he wanted to do a creative strategy where he just paid a little bit and then paid the rest off, but the seller wouldn't agree to it. So she just wanted one full lump sum. So he said, okay, hey, I'll have the money by July 31st. I had the option to just cancel it, take the earnest money back since he didn't pull through. But I just decided, just to go along with him since he gave over asking price. And he already put down more earnings money and everything like that. So I decided, if the seller agrees to July 31st, let's do it, So that's how I went along with that.
Oh, okay. Hold on a second, bro. Hold on a second, man. Okay, so buyer said July, first week of July, that he can close on it. You had a contract extended with the seller until July 31st. Now, everybody probably want to know, man, how much was the earnest money that you have with the seller?
So first, that I put down with the seller?
Yes.
I put down, what, $10?
And those of you who don't have $10, this game is not for you. Get lost. Because
Exactly.
I get people like, hey, Khang, well, how about the earnest money? Well, there you go, man. Some people put down $0. Some people put down $1. But anyways, so $10 on this for earnest money. And then how much was a non-refundable deposit that the buyer put down?
So first he put down $1,000, and then he came back and put down $2,000.
So he put down $1,000.
Mm-hmm.
And then what do you mean by he came back and put down another $2,000?
He put down $2,000 to extend it from, instead of closing the 1st of July to 31st of July.
Gotcha. So now you have $3,000 non-refundable from the buyer.
Exactly.
Okay. Listen, man. So when the buyer said, "Hey, I'm ready to close July 1st," I guess what I'm understanding is that you notified the seller and said, "Hey, we can close July, first week of July, right?"
Yep.
Okay, got you, bro. Now, the buyer said, "Hey, I cannot close. I can close at the end of July, which that is the closing date that you have with the seller."
No. So when he told me he could close the end of July, that's when I went back to the seller and said, "Hey, we can close end of July instead. Let's do an extension." And then she agreed to it. So because at the time she was looking for a place in Atlanta to stay, so it worked out for both of us. As she was looking for a place in Atlanta, it gave her an extra month to look. So she agreed to the extension to July 31st.
Okay. I'm sorry, but I was going to dissect it a little bit more, but I don't have the time for it. Okay, gotcha, man. So July 31st came around. Why did the seller want to back out?
Because we had to extend it one more time for August, for 2 weeks again. So like the second week of August. And she just felt like, hey man, you keep extending things. Are we really gonna close? Everything like that. I wanted to close fast. But at the time we already gave her $500 to help her move out, and then we gave her an extra $500 to extend it one more time for 2 weeks. So after we did all of that, that's when she decided, hey, you know what? She just didn't want to continue anymore. She was trying to cancel, even though we were under contract and everything like that. So that was pretty much that.
Okay, bro. Okay, so basically July 31st come around, the buyer said, hey, they would need another extra 2 weeks, right?
Yep.
2 weeks to close. So now you got a $3,000 non-refundable from the buyer. You already gave the seller $1,000, pretty much non-refundable.
Exactly.
Okay. And then the seller at this time said that she doesn't want to move forward. She doesn't want to sign another extension.
Oh, no. So we already had the extension signed. We already had the closing date scheduled again.
Oh, wait. Okay, bro. Okay. So you already had a extension signed with her for mid of August?
Yep.
Okay. Got you, man. And then she called you what? A couple days early back out or what?
Yeah, she called me like as soon as I got the closing date confirmed. She called me. She was like, "Yeah, you know what? I'm not gonna do this anymore." It was her and her kids. They called me back. The kids was like, "Don't ever call my mom again," and all this stuff. Man, they thought I wasn't serious. They thought I wasn't actually gonna close on the property, and everything. And I'm telling them like, "Hey, man, why would I give you $1,000 if I'm not gonna close on the property? If I'm a scam,
Right.
So I renegotiated with her. Luckily she was understanding, and we renegotiated. I took an $8K assignment fee, took it off my assignment. So instead of $12K, I walked away with like $4K.
Okay, bro. So the seller has already signed an extension until middle of August.
Yep.
It's the exact time frame that your buyer are going to close on it.
Exactly.
Which that's exactly what happened.
Exactly, it happened.
So, okay, man. So the day that she signed the extension, she calls you the next day or what and say that
She called me so she signed it Friday. I got the closing scheduled Monday, and then on Monday, that's when she called after I sent her the text.
Okay, bro. Gotcha. Okay. So she calls you Monday, and that's when she was all fed up and didn't want to go forward with it anymore. And then,
exactly.
Okay, so basically you still have the property under contract for $48,000 at the time.
Yep.
The buyer was still in it for $60K.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, man. My question for you is, why did you offer the seller $8K?
The seller wanted like $70,000. So she was like, if I'm gonna continue forward, I'm gonna get $70,000 because she felt like I gave her too low of an offer. She said, because her daughter was a realtor like 8 years ago and everything
Yep.
like that, and she was like, the property was worth this much 8 years ago and stuff like that, man. So, they thought they could get more out of the property. So they were like, if you don't give me 70, then it's no deal. We're gonna walk away. You can bring a lawyer, you can bring whoever you want, but we're not gonna sell it and stuff like that. So I had to renegotiate it. I was trying to get it, increase my. I was trying to get it to at the most 55. But she said we agreed at 56, and that's where it happened.
Gotcha, bro. Gotcha. Okay, dude. Like, man, I really want to dissect this deal, but I don't have much time, bro. So I'm sorry. So I just want to push through. So okay. So basically, okay. So basically, you and the seller talks again, and the seller now must have heard from her daughter and said, hey, at the price that we agree, it's not going to work. I want it to be at 70K.
Yep.
Okay. So, okay, bro. So at this time, what I want to know from you is, are you negotiating with the seller at the get-go, at the beginning, as you are the buyer? Like you are the decision maker? Like they're dealing with you?
Yeah, that's what I was doing.
Got it, bro.
First.
Okay. Got it, bro.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give you a tip, bro. So basically, I don't know how your purchase and sell agreement, it's all set up. But if the seller are signing an extension, if they come back and want to back out, you just need to tell them, this is where, dude, if you're not the decision maker, if you're just part of a group, dude, it's going to be a lot better because you're not trying to cause any conflict or any confrontation. You would say something like this, bro. Well, I understand that at this time you're changing your mind in the price. Well, you know what? We had a meeting and my team manager said, if you guys want to back out the deal, you need to give us $10,000. If you want to back out the deal, you need to give us $10,000 if you want to back out the deal. I mean, it could be any number, right? It could be 5,000, it could be whatever it is that you decided, but you don't say it's you. You say that's my team manager. My team manager had a meeting. I told them this is what's going on. And they said, if you want to back out the deal, that's fine. You can back out the deal, but you need to give us $10,000. Otherwise, we're going to move forward to closing at this price. I mean, that's if you playing, hey, this is what we agreed. This is what executed. But I agree that you just want to get the deal done because obviously, but I'm telling you, in the future, you need to hold your ground. And what you want to do, bro, is here's what you want to do, man. You want to be water, my friend. And what that is, bro, you want to be water, my friend, okay? So what you want to do, bro, is you want to come in. They said, hey, they were firm on this. All right, send the attorney. Well, guess what we're going to do? This is what my team managers say we're going to do. Is here's an agreement. You got to pay us $10,000 if you want to back out the deal. All right, if you want to move forward with the rights we agreed on, we are ready to move forward with it. But my team manager said, so it's not you, bro. So they cannot have hard feeling on you. Now is your team manager, is your company said, hey, $10K if you want to back out of the deal. And trust me, man, once you already have an agreement, it's they're locked in, right? Like the agreement, yep. like they're locked in with you. Like on the agreement, if they want to back out, there are going to be consequences. They cannot sell the property to anyone else beside you. So you can tell the title company to cloud the title or whatever it is that you need to do. All right. And on the agreement, if it's like, I don't know what your agreement set up. Our agreement set up, if we're going to get an attorney involved, it's the seller responsibility to pay for all the costs and all the fees. And you can tell them that, hey, on our agreement, if you want to review it again, go ahead and read it again. But if we're going to take this out to court, it's the seller responsible for all the attorney fees and any acquiring costs. But if you want to, so basically what I'm trying to do is, bro, is that when you come off and say, hey, here's what my team manager is saying, that if you want to back out of the deal. So for example, Ali, if you're the seller, I said, hey, my team manager said, if you want to back out of the deal, you have to pay us $10,000 for all the time, for all the money that we have involved in the deal already. All right. And just so you know, I really try to fight for you. But I also want you to understand, Ali, is on the agreement, you can review it. If you want to back out, you as the seller are going to acquire all the attorney fee and all the costs, right? Because it's not all fault that we decided to back out. It's you decided that you want to back out. You are signing an extension with us. We can get this closed. We can get this wrap up for you, Ali. I mean, we're only a week or so away. Let's just get this done. So that's something I would say, okay? But I'm saying if the seller say like that, you come in firm, bro, and you feel you want to come in firm, and let's see what the seller said, because you already got control, bro. Controls, they already signed an addendum. They already signed a purchase and sale agreement, bro. You're in control. So you want to come in firm and see where they're coming in at. And I'm saying maybe you guys will renegotiate and maybe you can give her a little bit more money, but maybe that not that much. Does that make sense, bro?
Right.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So anyways, bro, I just want to give you that little tips, that's all. But obviously all of this, it's going to come through experience. The more you do it, the better you're going to get at negotiating and all of that. But I don't have time to get into that. But what about once for all, bro, I want to say congrats for getting the deal done. Congrats for going through and getting it done, man. Because I know when there's other people involved and things like that, it can get a little bit crazy. So great job, bro. Great job, man.
Appreciate it, man.
So Ali, man, how can people connect with you, dude?
You can follow me on Instagram. I don't really be on it like that, but it's Ali _1, like the number, and Piece, Piece.
Okay, man. Okay, Ali, yep. ALI _1 PEACE.
Yep, PIECE. Yep.
Oh, PIECE. Got it, bro. Got it, bro. All right, dude. And how for those that are starting out, bro, for those that are starting out, man, trying to get their first deal, what are some tips, advice that you can give to them, bro?
One tip I could say is not everywhere uses the 70% rule. You know, everybody says use the 70%, but not every area. That, you know, some areas you could do 80%, some areas you could do 65, 60. Just consistently, you got to consistently market. If you don't put in the work consistently, you're not going to see the gains. You're not going to see the results.
Boom. Love it, man. Dude.
Yep.
I love it. So okay, man, for those of you who don't know what Ali just mentioned, I like to say 30%, but some people like to say, 70% rules. I like to say 30% because it makes more sense to me. I feel like, hey, if I go to a store, if I'm going to buy this pen for, let's just say $10 and 30% off of that, like to me, times 70%, like doesn't make sense. But if I say, hey, if I go to a store and this pen costs $10 and I can get it for 30% discount, to me, that makes more sense. So what Ali's saying that in some area, you guys got to understand. So the rule of thumbs is most investor throughout the country, right, will buy property at a 30% discount, which means if you can lock a property up on a contract at a 30% discount, if all the number makes sense, your chance of selling that is very high. Now, it depends on, obviously, the war zone, or if not, right, there are areas where you have to get under 40% discount, maybe 50% discount. You have to understand your buyer and you have to understand your market. And Ali just mentioned some area buyer, because it's so hot, it's so competitive, that you can actually sell it at a 20% discount, sometime even at a 15% discount. So imagine if you get this pen, you bought it at a 30% discount, and you're able not sell it to someone at a 30% discount, but you're able to sell it to somebody that only needs a 15% discount. Exactly. So your margin, your assignment fee can be a lot bigger than the normal. So anyways, that's understanding your market and understanding your buyer. Just don't get stuck. Like when I first started, I was so stuck on the 30% rules. Anything that come across my table that is not 30% discount, I would just I would not even look at it because I thought
Right.
I have to stick with the 30%. That's what people will buy it. But knowing what I know now, I was wrong. So obviously I throw away a lot of deals.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I know, man. So anyways, dude, Ali, I want to say thank you so much, bro, for coming on, dude. I wish I would have had a little bit more time, would have dive into a deal a little bit more and kind of give you more tips on it. But overall, bro, you did a great job and obviously much more success. Now you closed your first deal. Are you on to the second, third one?
Yeah, I got another property under contract, about to close on it. Hopefully next week.
How
Another
much,
4,000.
How much?
4,000. And then I just got 2 properties under contract today. So
Yeah, man. Come on,
Yep.
man. Shit. For those of you, listen, the first one is always the hardest. It's the hardest. It's because you're trying to learn.
Right.
You're trying to learn the business, right? And you're trying to do it like kind of all the same time. But once you get the first one done, you kind of know the process. And then it's just from there. One, if you can stay consistent, it's just one after another and one after another. All right. So get
Rinse
it
and
done.
repeat.
What's that, bro?
I said rinse and repeat.
Rinse and repeat. That's right. Anyway, so such a million. We're going to wrap it up. Thank you so much for everyone that's listening throughout this interview. If it does add value to you, be sure to give my guest some love. Smash the thumbs up. You're new to the channel, then boom, smash the subscribe button. And until next time, you guys, take care and ciao. Ciao, bro.
All right.